My brother Ryan arrived at 8:50 on the dot, wife Jessica and their 3 children trailing behind. At 37 he embodied every parental checklist: dependable financial planner, suburban colonial, soccer schedules, the predictable life they'd always pictured for us both. I, 35, had veered off the blueprint: tech entrepreneur, unmarried, downtown loft the size of their sunroom. Grace, honey, come join us, Mom said, voice lifted with that particular brightness that always signaled an agenda. We have something important to discuss. I carried my tea over, noting the extra setting, the untouched plate, the subtle glance Ryan exchanged with Dad. Dad cleared his throat. We've been reflecting on the future of this place. The taxes are crushing, $26,000 last year alone. Maintenance is a full-time job. Mom smiled at Ryan. Your brother and Jessica want to keep the legacy going. Summers for the kids here, just like you two had. They've already taken on so much: the boathouse rebuild, the new pier, the annual ceiling. It feels right to make it official. Ryan added carefully, we've been covering a significant share of the costs these past years. We'd like to formalize ownership today. The attorney's arriving at 9. I set my cup down without a clink. Today? Yes, Mom said brightly, reaching to pat Ryan's hand. Mr. Caldwell is preparing the transfer papers. We wanted the whole family here to celebrate. They catalogued Ryan's virtues: reliable, rooted, the obvious choice to steward the place. I was the city girl still finding her footing, the one who needed flexibility and wasn't ready for that kind of responsibility. They decided I couldn't handle it. Translation: I wasn't the approved version of family. Gravel crunched at 9. Harold Caldwell, Grandpa's longtime lawyer, stepped inside with a slim briefcase. He greeted everyone warmly, then paused when he reached me. Before we execute any transfer, he said evenly, I must confirm the existing title record. Mom blinked. It's been in our names since Dad passed. Caldwell opened the folder. Actually, 9 years ago Miss Grace Donovan purchased the property in a private transaction during your father's terminal illness. The kitchen went still. Even the children froze mid-coloring. Ryan gave a short, incredulous laugh. That's not possible. We've been paying taxes. You've been reimbursing Miss Donovan for approximately $6,000 annually, Caldwell corrected. She has covered the remaining $20,000 yearly, plus all insurance, utilities, capital improvements, and reserves. Total investment over 9 years, approximately $290,000. Dad's face lost color. Mom's hand rose to her collar. How? Ryan whispered. I spoke quietly. Grandpa was facing catastrophic medical bills not covered by Medicare. The house was collateral on a reverse mortgage nearing foreclosure. He called me from the hospital, asked if I could help. My software company had just closed a 9-figure acquisition round. I bought it at appraised value, $820,000, so he could clear the debt, pay for in-home care, and pass without watching the place slip away. You were 26, Dad said faintly. I was 26 and my cybersecurity firm had just gone public. I reinvested the proceeds here because I couldn't let it be lost. Because this was the only place that ever felt like home. Ryan's voice cracked. You let us believe it still belonged to Grandpa. Then to Mom and Dad. I never said it didn't. You assumed. I never corrected the assumption because I wanted the memories to stay intact. Jessica stood abruptly. So we've been pouring time and money into a house we don't own? Thinking we were preserving our children's future. You invested about $18,000 over 9 years, I said. I invested nearly $300,000. I never asked for a penny back. I was grateful for the care you gave it. Ryan's face flushed. You let us plan our lives around this place. You let me dream of bringing the kids here every summer as owners. I never told you to plan a transfer. You decided the house should go to the son with the perfect nuclear family. The responsible one. Mom's eyes welled. You kept this secret from us. 9 years, Grace. I didn't keep it secret. I simply didn't broadcast it. I drive a 7-year-old hybrid. I live in a modest loft. I don't wear my success like a badge. Caldwell cleared his throat. Miss Donovan also established a lifetime occupancy agreement for her parents, unrestricted use for their lifetimes. There is a family use provision for siblings and their households, subject to reasonable scheduling coordination with the owner. Owner, Ryan repeated bitterly. So we've been visitors in what we thought was our heritage. You've been family using family property. Ownership doesn't erase the 4th of July fireworks, the dock dives, the winter bonfires. Jessica gathered the children. We're leaving. Ryan hesitated, then followed. The screen door shut with quiet finality. Mom wept silently. Dad stared at the lake that had witnessed every milestone. Caldwell closed his briefcase. No transfer today. Title remains with Miss Donovan. If clarification is needed, my office is available. He left. The silence pressed in until Dad finally spoke, voice rough. What happens now? Do we have to book visits through you? Nothing changes, I said. You have lifetime rights. Come whenever you want. Bring the grandkids. The gate code is still 1978, Grandpa's first summer here. The house is open. But it's yours, he said. Not ours. It was Grandpa's once. We used it by his permission. Now it's mine. The permission is the same. Mom wiped her eyes. We thought you were struggling. We worried. You worried because I didn't perform success the way you measured it. I didn't need a big house or luxury car to prove my worth. Dad turned from the window. We almost gave away what we didn't own. You almost gave away what you believed belonged to you. The mistake wasn't the love. It was the assumption that only the son could carry the legacy. I rinsed my cup, set it in the drainer. The small ritual anchored me. I'm heading back to the city. I have investor meetings Monday. Stay the weekend if you'd like. Lock up when you leave. Grace, Mom began. I need time. We all do. We'll talk when things settle. I walked out. The lake house receded in the mirror, still standing where Grandpa planted it, still mine in a way they'd never anticipated. My phone rang 40 minutes later. Ryan. Jessica's furious. The kids keep asking why we left so suddenly. Tell them the truth. Their aunt owns the lake house. They are welcome anytime. A long pause. 32 million revenue last year. Roughly. I thought you were getting by. I let you think that because it was easier than defending my choices. Another silence. Can we still come for Labor Day? Of course. Bring the kids. Teach them to skip stones like we did. He exhaled. I'm sorry. I know. I drove on. The highway stretched ahead. The lake house was legally, financially, irrevocably mine. And perhaps, finally, the family that had never truly seen me would start to look.